Hey everybody, this is John Q coming to you from San Diego Comic-Con 2014. I am standing here with a very special writer. His name is Marc Andreyko. Well, since we were playing with his name earlier, it's Marc Andreyko. How are you?
Good to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you. So here you're here working with Boom now, and with Boom you're doing Nightbreed, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? Let us know.
Sure. Nightbreed's based on the movie Nightbreed. Clive Barker did in 1990, which was in turn based on his novel Cabal. And I've been a fan of the property since 1990, since I was a child, I'll say.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, whenever I would see Ross Ritchie at conventions, since they had the Hellraiser license, I would always say Nightbreed, Nightbreed, Nightbreed. For about almost 4 years, I'd been bugging him about it. And I got an email at the end of last year saying, "Hey, we're doing Nightbreed. You want to do it?" And I was like, "No one. Yeah, of course, no one else is doing it. I'm doing it." So yeah, so it's a dream come true.
And I love, the whole storyline behind it is great. I love the movie, and just the idea of it. I really like. Where are you taking it? What's your own personal style that you're putting into it from where Clive left off, and you're taking it on?
This is all before the movie. This is all because there were so many great characters in the original movie, and so many of them got very little screen time because it's this whole world. It's a world as rich as Star Wars.
Absolutely.
And when the movie came out originally, Titan Publishing did a book called The Nightbreed Chronicles that had photographs and little paragraphs about each of the characters. So I was using that as a departure point. So the first bunch of issues are Aaron Boone being told the stories of the different residents of Midian, two per each two-issue arc. So the first two issues are Peliquin and Shana Sassi, who was the porcupine woman. And then issues 3 and 4 are Ashbury, that crazy priest, and Chocolat, who's the woman who looks kind of like a chocolate toad she has two normal human infants. And then issues 5 and 6 are going to be Lude, who is the black demon with the white horns, and Anastasia, who was the woman with had the little face on her face.
So basically you picked, it's really funny when I think about Nightbreed and the movie, almost every single one of those that you named, I'm like, oh yeah. And I remember watching it, I was like, you see them as characters.
The designs are so great, you want to know what their stories are. And luckily in this Titan book, the Nightbreed Chronicles, Clive would write a couple paragraphs, and some of it would be biographical about the characters, and some of it would just be the characters talking, and I'm using that as a departure point. And working with him has been an absolute dream, It's always a great resource to have the original creator on board, but when the original creator's nice, and so supportive and encouraging, it's an absolute dream. He spoils me, because it's like not every licensed work gig is like this.
So I can't even imagine, just me personally, Clive Barker, he's in my phone. Let me give him a call. Do you still, you call him about things, and do you still get giddy?
Mostly we deal with, he's a busy man. Mostly we deal with the people around him, just because, he's got, a virtual empire with his art and his books and his movies and stuff. But, it's crazy that Clive loved this. I'm like, no, he didn't. Clive Barker's not reading stuff I wrote. Come on, one of these things is not like the other. That's me. So, it's great. And he couldn't be more encouraging, Sure. And also, too, I think in my own defense, or tooting my own horn, I've done so much research for this stuff that I know this stuff. So I think he was kind of shocked with the questions I ask are so specific. Because I'm like, what did this character have for lunch on Tuesday, August 5th, 1954? And he's like, wow.
Shocked or impressed? I'd go with impressed.
Well, yeah, no, in a good way. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I love these characters, and I always go after the licensed jobs that I love. That if anybody's going to screw them up, I want to be the one to screw them up, because at least I'll screw them up from a place of affection.
Well, and you have the passion for it, which is good. You have a couple other things you're working on.
One more thing about Nightbreed before we go off. The art team is fantastic. I got to give a shout out to Peter Kowalski, who's a Polish artist. He's drawing Joe Casey's book for Image Sex, and he's doing the new Dark Tower drawing of the 3 miniseries from Marvel. He is phenomenal, and he's a bigger Nightbreed fan than I am, so getting to work with this great artist on this book. And our colorist, Tumbu, the colors, I joke that you could take all my dialogue out of the book, and the book's still worth money, because the art and the coloring, it's a gorgeous looking book. And you don't have to know the novel or the movie
that's even better.
This is meant to be accessible and meant to push you towards those things, but it's not the thing where it's not like Star Trek fan fiction, where if you don't know what scene and what episode they're referring to, you have no idea. So
All right. Well, there you heard that. Now, I know you have a couple other projects that we want to know about. So come on. What do you got?
Well, I'm doing the revival of the old Chaos character Chastity for Dynamite Comics. The first issue of that just came out, and that's a lot of fun because it's set in the 80s. So they don't have cell phones or computer. Well, they have cell phones, but they're the size of a car, and they're plugged into a car battery. Yeah. They're like the ones in Vietnam where you crank the backpack. And, it's shoulder pads, crimped hair, acid wash jeans,
Oh, my God.
Pat Benatar hair. So that's great. So it's the teenage girl in the 80s, which is always fun to write because I was almost a teenage girl in the 80s.
And you know what's the worst? What are the worst clothes and color combinations ever? Here we go.
The villain's a cross between like Linda Evans and Victoria Principal. Just that hair for days and shoulder pads for no reason. It's amazing. And I'm also continuing on Batwoman for DC, which has been a lot of fun. And after the Futures End 5 years later issue, and in the new solicitation that just came out, Batwoman's going to be
what? Come on.
worth checking out. So pre-order it now.
Okay. Since you want us to pre-order it now, and it's worth checking out.
Look at the solicitation in the new Diamond Previews catalog in the DC section, available at every fine retailer for $3.99 a copy.
So okay. Now give me just a little. I get a little. Everybody gives me a little. Even Ross Ritchie has given me a little about that announcement. Just give me a little bit more, just right here for us.
What would a team be like if it was Batwoman's team?
That you just heard right now from him, the writer. I'm just saying. Yeah, just thinking out loud. He gave you a nugget right there. If you're not in on this one, you're missing out, and you are going to miss the train on this. Hey, Mark, I really want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in and talking to us. Everybody, this is John Q. Marc Andreyko. Make sure you listen to what he said, and if not, rewind, go listen, and listen to it again and do it. We will catch you later. This is John Q. from I'm a little worried about that now.
It's 11 in the morning. Are you drunk? And why am I not?
I know, right? Hey, thanks, everybody. This is John Q. from San Diego Comic-Con 2014, and we'll catch you later.